Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Karen Cliche,
Oh,
star of the
Cliche. There's no accent.
English.
It's just cliche. It's
Great.
okay. Everybody thinks it's cliche, and that's okay. I'm used to it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Star star of the Lifetime movie Deadly Estate, Karen takes on the role of Valeria Brandt. Join us as we delve into Karen's insight into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Karen.
Thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure. I wish I was in Italy doing this with you, but
Me too.
I'll get now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Deadly Estate?
Yeah, so Valeria is as we say here, a gold digger. She likes her money. And so she is really good at putting on this front of being this very caring, well-to-do woman, but with good intentions. And then, a little later in the script, you find out that it was all an act. So she's a great actress too.
Amazing. And what initially attracted you to your role in the movie?
Well, this role was actually the first movie that I got in a long time because I had taken off a long time to have my daughter. When I had my baby, I took many, many years off. Just did a couple of things here and there. But when I decided to come back fully a few years ago, I said, okay, I'm back. My daughter's old enough. I can do this again full time. And Deadly Estate was the first movie that I booked when I decided to come back fully as an actress full time. So it was really special to me to do that and go back it was filmed just outside of Toronto. So that was really fun. Morgan, who played the lead in it, was an old friend of mine. So it was this really nice reunion. I hadn't seen him in years. So it was a really good experience like that overall.
Amazing. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Well, I think that everybody likes a little bit of everyone likes a good villain. Everyone likes a good twist.
Yeah.
I think that it keeps people very interested, especially in this day and age where a lot of us are on our phones when we're watching Netflix, or we're on our phones and we're doing other things. This one, I think, made people kind of were like just guessing, right? Because it's a murder mystery, or it's like, it's mysterious all around. And I've heard from a lot of people that they kept guessing until the very end, right? The big reveal scene when it was me, or Valeria. It was just a really nice surprise. So I think it's kind of rare to have movies where people are still figuring it out until the end. So that was really fun to have that. I think that's why people enjoy it, I think.
Yeah. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching this movie?
Oh God, well, I hope that no one looks up to Valeria as a role model. That's what I hope. Justice was served. I think that it's a very inspirational movie. But I think it was just a really good time. I think that as us as entertainers and actors, we really just want people to have a good time and also love to hate. People love to hate someone. I play a lot of characters that people love to hate. So I'm very used to that. And I just think that the takeaway from this movie is that it's a really interesting, fun mystery kind of a watch, right? So it's just a really good entertainment, I think.
Great. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and the crew on set?
It was great. Yeah. Our director, Sam, was amazing. She was really, really collaborative and great. And Samantha, who played the lead, was also amazing. That was her first lead role, I think, in anything. So she was super excited and really gracious and really very appreciative to have this opportunity. So she was so nice to see her excitement in that. Really, really great, collaborative. Like I said, Morgan was a friend of mine, so that was really fun. It was really weird kissing him. I was like, Morgan, this is so weird. You're like a brother. I'm like, I don't want to do this. So we, when we kissed, we were just kind of like, hee, this is so silly. But it was great. It was overall a really, really wonderful experience. Everybody, the crew, cast, and everybody was super awesome.
Great. And what can you tease about your character journey?
Oh, what can I tease about her journey?
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who haven't seen it, I hope I haven't said too much. So la 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 la, forget what I said earlier. I think that she's got the biggest tease kind of role in the whole movie because she acts like such a comforting, mom, like, that kind of a vibe. And it's believable for a little while and until it isn't. So I think that that's the nice little tease with a twist at the end. So
Great. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this movie?
well, I'll tell you, that big final scene where they walk in and they catch me and he arrests me and I get found out. It was about a 6-page scene. Okay, so very, very long. At the end of the day, it took about 6 hours to shoot it because it was so long. And of course, we did the 2 leads first. Morgan's coverage, and because there was such a they kind of just stood there and I had to dance around them and whisper and kiss and do this, do that. I had a lot of choreography, so it's very, very complicated scene. So a lot of the camera angles, they had to film 2 pages, then we stopped, reset, different angle. So it took about 5 hours to film their coverage. And then when it came to me, they were like, I was like, okay, and I had all the lines. I had like pages and pages of dialogue. And then I hear the AD say, okay, we got a half hour to shoot this. Let's go. And I went, oh, I'm like, everybody got 2 hours. I have all the dialogue and all the dancing, and you giving me a half hour. And they're like, and we're going to shoot this in 1 take. No starting and stopping. 6 pages start to finish. I was like, so literally my heart, I was just like, I was panicking. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. This is crazy. This is unheard of. But I just got really calm and centered. And I said, okay, watch this. Let's do this. And I found the confidence somehow inside of me. And I did it in 1 take. And we only did 1 take. And that was what was filmed and used. I was like, oh, thank you. Because if I messed up on page 4, we'd have to start again. So that was a very memorable experience. I was so like, ugh, talk about a challenge, but it was good. It was fun.
Amazing. So, change of subject. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Well, recently I would say was a movie I did called Thanksgiving, which was a big horror movie that came out last fall. Did really, really well. It was Eli Roth who was the director, and I got to have a scene with Patrick Dempsey, who was a big crush of mine for a long time. So on Grey's Anatomy, I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
so beautiful. Anyway, so when I did a scene with him, it was very much a dream come true. And Rick Hoffman played my husband. That was really fun. So I loved Thanksgiving, start to finish, working with everybody, the director, the cast. My role, I loved it. I loved gory stuff. I loved the challenge of the death scene and the scariness. So I loved that movie. That was really, really fun. And then I would say way back in the past, I really enjoyed a show I did called Mutant X. A lot of people know me from that. That was about 23 years ago. That was a long time ago. That was really, really nice because that was, again, just a really good vibe. And I loved my character. She had a really nice character arc. She started off as very like bitchy and strong and very like closed off. And then as you saw the season progress, there was a nice explanation of why she was like that. And people then loved her. Again, people hated me when I first started the show. They're like, you're too this. Hate me. And then by the end, she grew on them. So that was really nice. Yeah. So I would say those are definitely my top 2.
Great. And at Survivor shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms.
Oh.
What is your all-time favorite?
Oh, my all-time favorite. Well, I recently got really into rom-coms because before I wasn't that big of a romantic comedy person. I loved action, I loved comedies, but like the romantic part of me was a little bit like, not so. Maybe it's because I was married for so long. I don't know. But in the past year, I say I've really like my romantic side has grown. But my all-time favorite romantic movie rom-com is When Harry Met Sally. That's an old one. That's my
Yeah.
all-time favorite. I can watch that over and over and over again. So that's my favorite old one. And then I love Love Actually. That's one of like my
Yeah.
favorite more recent this decade one for sure. And I would love to be in a Hallmark movie. They just don't, I don't know. I think I'm more of a Lifetime person. I think that I play too many villains. They're like, oh no, we can't have her be a nice, nice Christmas movie girl. I don't know, but yeah,
Maybe Hallmark Mystery?
maybe let's write some letters. Yeah.
Okay, great. So the last question, can you teach something about your next projects?
So the next thing, I have a project that is a maybe, we're finalizing details now, so I can't say anything about that now,
Yeah.
but there is a funny comedy that I was in that we filmed last fall. And it's called Race Walkers. And it's it's very rare that you read a script and laugh out loud just from the script. And I was like, this is so my sense of humor. It's so stupid, really silly humor, but very well done. And it was a very fun thing to shoot. We did a lot of improv, and it's about, what race walking is. It's those people who they're not runners, but they race walk.
Yes.
And it's about that whole, but it's a really great heartwarming story in the end. But the scenes that we filmed were so funny. And I love improvisation and just being able to just be silly with other actors and make things up. And so I got a chance to do that. So that was great. I don't know when that's coming out, but sometime I hope soon.
Great.
Yeah.
And make sure to watch the movie Deadly Estate on Lifetime platform. And thank you, Karen, to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy.
Me too.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, to watch us. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.